A very good afternoon, CEO sir, my colleagues in the media cell, and esteemed members of the media community. Now I'd like to request our CEO, respected CEO sir, to address the press for the second time after the announcement of election. Sir.
Good afternoon, everybody, friends from the media, officers from the election department, officers from DIPR, and all other departments. Ladies and gentlemen, I warmly welcome you to the second press conference. We had met a few weeks ago. That was on 9th of October, the day when the Honorable Commission had announced the election schedule. So I was finding an opportunity to meet you again and inform you about the various developments that have taken place. As you would have read in papers, we have already finalized the list of contesting candidates. The nominations had ended when the last date for withdrawal of candidates was also over, and then finally on 23rd, the list of contesting candidates has been made. Now we have 174 candidates contesting for 40 assembly seats. So there are various other developments that I would like to share. So to begin with, as of today, the there are 8,57,063 voters in the voters list of Mizoram. It includes 4,975 service voters. We have 1276 polling stations. The list of polling stations has been finalized and it has been shared with the Honorable Commission. The work of providing assured minimum facilities in all the 1276 polling stations is going on with full speed. A series of review meetings have been taken by me and also by the concerned secretaries, especially secretaries of school education, PWD, and PHED. The training of the polling personnel, the first round of training of polling personnel has been completed in all the districts, and second round of training has just started. We intend to complete the second round of training of the polling parties by 28th of this month. Webcasting, the election commission mandates that we should have webcasting in minimum 50% of the polling stations. We have decided that we'll have webcasting in 60% of the polling stations. So the vendor has been identified after competitive bidding process, and Messrs. Multi Computer Services of West Bengal has been selected after the competitive process. The work of providing the webcasting will be starting from 27th, and it will be completed well before the deadline, which is 3 days before the day scheduled for polling. Regarding the EVMs and VVPATs, we have sufficient number of EVMs and VVPATs. The first randomization of the EVMs and VVPATs has taken place on 18th of October, and the second randomization has also been successfully completed on 23rd October in all the 11 districts in the presence of the general observers. One thing which I would like to mention that we had assessed that there is a need to have awareness and hands-on training for the polling party. So we had requested the ECI for increasing the number of EVMs assigned for training purposes. So ECI has approved a proposal for increasing the numbers from 10% to 15%. So we'll be having more EVMs to our polling parties to have their hands-on experience and to be completely familiar with all the processes involved in preparation, conduct, and sealing of the EVMs after completion of the polls. The commissioning of the EVMs will start from 27th October. 48 engineers from ECIL have been deputed for this purpose. This will be done in the presence of the general observers and representatives of political parties. The list of EVMs and VVPATs which will be used on the day of polling has also been shared with all the contesting candidates. All the EVMs and VVPATs arrangements have been made for placing them in secured custody in the district strong rooms, which are guarded 24 by 7 by armed personnel and also under CCTV coverage. The ballot papers for use in the control room have been published in the government press as per ECI protocol, and the districts have collected the ballot papers from the press on 25th of October. The postal ballots, the facility for postal ballots is available to four category of electors: the senior citizens, the PWD voters with benchmark disability, the personnel who are deployed in notified essential services, and voters on election duty. So concerned ROs have issued relevant forms and the number of applications have been received. This will be followed up to ensure that all eligible applications are able to avail of this facility. The e-postal ballot facility through ETPBMS for 4,975 service voters has been transmitted successfully yesterday as per the deadline indicated by ECI. For this, we need to complement the entire election machinery in all the districts. Home voting will be provided to 2092 senior citizens, that is 80 plus voters who have opted, along with the persons with disability with the benchmark disability. So I'll be giving the constituency wise details subsequently. We have made elaborate arrangements for monitoring the election expenditure. So all expenditure monitoring teams have been deployed under the direct supervision of the expenditure observers as per the ECI protocol. And all the enforcement agencies are actively involved in monitoring the election expenditure. Caesar reports are being collected on a daily basis and submitted to ECI. Regarding the model code of conduct, the field teams are in place, and a number of cases have been referred, and where public interest is so pressing, these cases are referred to the screening committee headed by the chief secretary, and depending on the recommendation of the screening committee, we send cases to ECI for approval. There was a matter relating to publishing of the textbook, so which was cleared by the screening committee, and ECI has also given the approval, and the approval has been communicated to the school education department. We have 21 general observers, 14 expenditure observers, and 11 police observers. They have all reported and they are active. They are having meetings with the stakeholders and discharging their duties as per the protocol. As per the guidelines of the Honorable Supreme Court, the contesting candidates have to publish their criminal antecedents. So this has been circulated among all the contesting candidates, and 6 candidates, 4 from ZPM, 1 from MNF, and 1 from BJP. They have already published their criminal antecedents as per the instructions of Supreme Court and ECI. We have made consultation with all the stakeholders, and we are in place to have a peaceful polling. This time, a Polestar app, which has been developed in-house, will be used to assist collection of information and submitting the information to ECI. Regarding force deployment, besides the 3,000 strong police force of the Mizoram police and the Mizoram armed police, 450 sections of Central Armed Police Forces, 10 companies of BSF, 5 companies have reached Mizoram. And in the phase 2, the remaining sections of regarding air ambulance, we have kept the existing commercial on standby. AC26 Sarchip, AC32 Lunglei. And the minimum number of candidates that we have in any constituency is three. And incidentally, these three candidates are there also in four constituencies: AC9 Tavi, AC24 Champai South, AC25 East Tuipui, AC29 South Tuipui. So when we understand the breakup of the 174 candidates, we discover that 40 candidates each. So one candidate for each of one, each of the 40 ACs. 40 candidates have been put by INC, Indian National Congress, 40 by MNF, 40 by ZPM, 23 by BJP, 4 by Aam Aadmi Party, and we have 27 independents. So we will be sharing the details in the press note shortly. I'll be happy to take any questions that you may have to ask. Thank you.
Regarding those inaccessible roads,
Hmm.
which you have announced earlier.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, what have been, is there any progress
Yes,
so
yes,
far?
yes,
And how many roads have been made
yes,
accessible?
yes. You see, out of 1276 polling stations, P minus 1 are 1125. So in 1125, there is absolutely no problem. We have polling on 7. So on 6th dispatch of these polling parties for this 1125 voters will take place. There is absolutely no problem. Regarding the others, so we have 151 P minus 2 polling stations. So after assessing the difficulty in transportation, so we have finalized this list of 151 polling stations. This also we will be sharing. We have this AC wise and district wise. So we have made elaborate arrangements for convenient, safe, and timely movement of the polling parties. So adequate measures have been taken place, and even today the matter was reviewed, and Secretary PWD was indicating that all the polling stations, all the roads leading to the polling stations will be made motorable. So there should be no problem.
Is there a time frame?
It will be done well before the dispatch. Well before dispatch.
Regarding please to reschedule.
Are they on the border sites, international border areas?
It is there everywhere. We will share the. That is not a problem. We whatever has to be done has been done in identification with all the stakeholders, and even the observers have been consulted in finalizing this list of 30 critical polling stations.
You might aware that one organization is voicing their opposition of one candidate on the pretext that her husband is non-Mizo. How do you or election view this?
You see, I think you are referring to a case. I think it is in Lunglei. In Lunglei, P. Mariam. So you see, the eligibility for contesting, it is very well laid out. So a person, the seats out of 40 seats, 39 seats are reserved for STs. So a person has to have a valid ST certificate. So if a person has a valid ST certificate, he is eligible. So what is there in the customary law is something besides the election law. So the eligibility of candidate is tested as per the election laws.
Is there any action taken in case of violation of NCC?
Yes. We have a C-Vigil app. We invite members of public and even candidates to lodge their complaints on the C-Vigil app. We have a toll-free helpline, and we have mobile flying squads. We also have videography teams. So as and when MCC violations are detected, immediate corrective action is taken.
How many complaints have you received regarding MCC violence?
They are very negligible, very negligible.
No serious case yet?
No, no.
You know, what I want to say is eligibility is all right.
Mhm.
From the point of view of election commission
Hmm.
of that particular candidate.
Mhm.
But you know, since they are voicing and they are appealing people not to vote for her, can this be taken as suppression of somebody's right?
You see, there is a difference between enacted law and what is perceived by people, by society at large. So, what is perceived by society at large, I think, will be displayed during voting. So, it would be premature from my side or from anybody's side to comment. You see, eligibility, there is no problem as per the election law. So, under customary law, there is something extra. So, whether it is the people, you see, the elections is a contest within the four walls of model code of conduct and within the law which is enacted by the parliament. So it is a fair contest. Whosoever is opposing, let them give their points. The candidate and the party who has put that candidate, they will give their points, and then the public will decide. So I would say it would be premature from anybody's side to pass a judgment. This is my take.
That customary law, has it something to do with the election?
No, you see, eligibility will be decided as per the ST certificate. Na? If the candidate is having a valid ST certificate, the candidate is eligible.
Did you got consent from long parties, INC and BJP and MNF candidate?
AC 38,
Yeah,
Dr. Loren.
yeah. Did you got a complaint? Any complaint?
You see, that is the beauty of elections. You see, everybody has a right to express his concern, and in a democracy, that is what makes a democracy strong. And we have a very vibrant democracy in Mizoram. Some candidates had expressed reservations about scrutiny, about finding a person eligible. So, the competent person to decide as per law is the RO. So, RO decides as per the provisions of Representation of People Act and as per the directions of ECI and as per the law which has been upheld by the honorable courts. So, the returning officer has taken a decision. So, as of now, till the date that decision is challenged or quashed, that decision is valid. So, that is how Dr. Loren name is figuring in the list of contesting candidates. The RO has issued a detailed speaking order.
Decision of the RO is final.
As of now, it is final.
And one more question regarding there's a changing of that counting there, which was requested by the whole party office in Mizoram and then some NGO. Is there any news from that?
One of our friends has asked this question. You see, when the election schedule was announced, so we had received representations from political parties and social organizations. So we have referred the matter to ACI, so we should wait for their opinion.
They have given us information regarding that deployment of police,
Hmm.
of course, the state police and the CAPF. What about the other polling officials? How many polling officials will be involved
Ah.
in the upcoming elections? Besides
You see,
police people.
I'll just give you the scale. The exact numbers, I don't have it. I'll request Puzella to give the figures separately. We'll be circulating the press note which has all the statistics. This particular statistics that you are asking, what is the total number of polling stations? It is not there as of today, but it is easily available. So we'll be able to share it with you. You see, in a polling station, we have a presiding officer and 3 polling officers. So this is the scale, and then each polling station, the inner perimeter is guarded by the CAPF, and the external perimeter is guarded by the state police. And then we have the sector officers. The sector officers are also having security. And then strong rooms also have security. Counting halls also have security. The transportation, the transportation during dispatch from the dispatch center to the polling station, and then reception. It is all done under police security. So we have the figures. It will be provided.
So in this fact, the official, the staff officers who don't work for election more than 30 days do not get honorarium. I know that. Actually, that decision is made by the election department or the finance department.
You see, the ECI provides a list of honorarium. They provide a scale of honorarium which is to be paid by the state government. So the state government, considering the financial health of the economy, they are the ones they can make some changes. So whatever changes are made, it has been notified by the FD. So I think that should be the final thing.
So this test is made by the finance department of Mizoram.
So we had requested, because whatever you see, budgeting is a collective exercise. So we ask for requirements from the districts. We ask from police department. They calculate. Once they calculate, we compile. We refer it to FD. So FD, in its judgment, then they approve. So it is a collaborative exercise, and that is the end of it.